A 3-year survey has found bullying is rife in some primary schools, with more than 40% of children at some schools being bullied at least once a week. The Wellbeing at School survey covered children and teachers at nearly 200 primary and secondary schools between 2013 and 2016. Our education correspondent, John Gerritsen, filed this report.
At Mount Cook School in Wellington, pupils were shocked to learn that nearly half the students at some primary schools are being bullied every week.
That's really surprising.
I think I'm quite surprised to hear that lots of people are being bullied. School is definitely somewhere where you go for your whole childhood, so it's really important for no bullying or feeling like you're part of the community in school.
It's really important that you feel like you belong.
They say their school takes bullying seriously, and it's unusual because the principal, Sandra McCullum, and teachers help build a real sense of community.
At our school there's hardly any bullying because it gets stopped so fast.
Sandy tries to make people feel like they're a part of a big community at school, so bullying isn't as much of a problem as it might be at other schools.
It's rare that bullying happens in the school, but when it does, all the teachers they get to the bottom of it really quickly. It's really serious.
Sandra McCullum says developing a positive culture helps to reduce bullying, but it requires constant attention. She says it's critical children feel safe and happy at school.
Children can't learn if you're in an environment where you don't feel safe and you don't feel welcome and you don't feel as though you belong. So if you haven't got all those fundamentals in place and there's even a small degree to which a child feels uncomfortable, it makes it really difficult for any learning to happen, and that's what we're about, is about teaching and learning.
The Centre for Educational Research runs the Wellbeing at School survey for the Education Ministry. Senior researcher Sally Boyd says New Zealand schools have high rates of bullying compared to other countries.
I think the international studies show that we do. We rate quite highly. We have quite high rates of bullying. And we also have quite high rates of family violence. So I think what all the data shows us is that we do have an issue with aggression and violence in New Zealand, and we need to do something about it.
But Sally Boyd says the survey shows schools can do something about it. Overall, 15% of children reported weekly bullying, but at some schools the rate was as low as 2%.
There are some schools that are doing really well at deterring bullying behaviour at their schools, and then there's other schools that have some work to do. What we found was that what teachers did in the classroom was more important for well-being, but what happened at the school-wide level, like school-wide practices, were more important for deterring bullying behaviour.
Sally Boyd says effective school-wide measures include good leadership and support for students, as well as making sure there are specific policies for dealing with bullying. For Checkpoint, John Gerritsen.